Hello, good people of the internet, and welcome back. We already know the answer, but I wanted to leave a nice cliffhanger. And plus, it was at 30 minutes, so.
Don't forget, I know all about it.
Yeah. An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at the time.
Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start with what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so.
Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the notes? I'd certainly like to know what it is.
If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago was actually...
Is that the lion? Not true! Not true! Not true! Not true! Not true! Not true! What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because the piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's my only logical conclusion you can draw.
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who is Regina Berry's intended victim?
I mean, I don't know if it's really the intended victim, but...
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother.
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead?
Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel like his brother is dead.
Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not her. Just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. What do you think that happened to... Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
I suppose it was truly an accident.
It's essential that a man knows when to give up, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's impossible to prove Miss Berry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it? Ha! Instigating a lion to attack. Whoever heard of something like that? And to think that the defense claimed this was conclusive evidence.
A small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection? Ah!
What's the matter, Nick?
I figured it out. Wow, I was right in front of my nose the entire time. Your Honor, wait.
What is it?
The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. Okay.
What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina could ever incite her lion to attack another human being.
She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina was responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Do I have to present this? Okay.
Nick, you sure you want to go with this?
Huh?
How exactly does this evidence prove the reason Leon bit Bat? You don't think that there's something better you should present instead?
I'm gonna say it real quick because... Oh, I'm gonna have to think this over more.
Such an amateur. There's no way she made the small quantity of pepper. Oh. That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina.
There is something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bats as a present. Where's the crime on that?
It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However...
Lions sneeze.
What?
Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. And he sneezed because of the pepper on the scarf.
What?
Do you want out?
No, I think she just wants attention.
Goodness.
Anyway. What? You fool! You want out? Yeah? Oh, do you just want attention? You don't know, do you?
She does this sometimes where she like meows the door, but then doesn't actually leave.
Oh, goodness, okay.
Oh, that's probably why.
Right now.
Yeah. Goodness, Midnight's like blocking her in.
You fool! You've got to be kidding me! What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened?
Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get revenge against Regina.
You foolish idiot.
Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me what I said was true?
Acro, you don't mean... You can't mean... Witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's even a bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
The same problem it's always been, evidence. If I drop Max's bust on the top of the Ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise.
The murder weapon?
The bust the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be.
The bus.
Nick, you've got to do something.
This is the last step. If I get this one right, what case is won?
I mean,
The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dingling. What is it now?
it looks like you still haven't figured things out, have you? By now, you must know the meaning of Von Karma, total justice. You mean? A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. Well, what did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But, to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for.
You see, Mr. Wright? The bus wasn't in my room.
Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story.
Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ah!
Do something, Nick! Don't let this case slip away! The bust! Where is it now?
Where's the bust right now?
Or Phoenix Wright, you know where that bust is. I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is?
It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support.
Ah. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow. Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? Are you asking me?
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Hey, wait. You can't be serious.
Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's just time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed.
He doesn't have a clue. I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no real room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. Are you gonna go out?
Why not?
Whoops.
What?
Oh geez, what the heck did I do?
I don't know, what did you do?
I
about? It's not like Midnight's there. I don't see her anywhere.
You might need to pick her up and actually like take her out of the room or else she won't go.
I tried to scoot her and I petted her a little bit and she freaked out, so I don't know.
Well, anyway, I accidentally dropped the controller. I must have pressed the button and all this UI suddenly appeared.
I don't know at this point.
Oh, it's just from hitting the Xbox button, I guess, on the controller. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna save real quick. It's obvious. The bus is inside this very corner. Kitty, do not scratch on my computer, please. I love you, but not on my computer.
See, she's just grumpy right now, and I don't know why. It's obviously... Where?
Allow me to pinpoint the location of this bus once and for all. Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just want to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it would be really easy to hide a bust under there. Ha 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 ha. Once again, your penchant for humor, it hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it. The only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played.
You fool! How could you...
You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. Franciscari.
What?
There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now, to be caught in the middle of court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it's me. I made a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we've finally arrived at the truth. Acro.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you kill the ringmaster of the very big circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro. And now what? We're defending him in the next trial?
Well, no, he just admitted it.
I know.
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina.
How dreadful. So, are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well?
No, That's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me. Again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. This court is adjourned. Wow.
Pretty heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
That is a good question, and I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats, but only at max 1 million of them.
Max 1 million. Okay. Thank you.
What's with the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about Acro.
No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy.
Huh?
I don't know.
She's been like this for a while now.
It's all my fault. Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up.
Regina.
Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean Acro? Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Let me see real quick if I don't remember what this is. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat?
That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know?
I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught...
Uh-huh.
I know.
What?
I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind.
Hey, Max.
What is it, Mo?
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
The best circus the world has ever seen?
Don't laugh. That's
That's quite the goal.
Yay! I can't wait!
Then I guess that changes things.
Eh?
There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best musician the world has ever seen.
Max.
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous! What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you.
Regina, you're gonna help him out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Very Big Circus bigger than it's ever been.
Oh. Most right, Sweetie Pie. It can't be the Very Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max.
Nick!
It seems like everything is gonna turn out alright here.
I can't wait to go to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I don't know who this is. Oh.
Yesterday's...
I'm not.
You it all figured out, didn't you?
I'm not pressing any buttons, by the way. It's just doing this on its own.
Michael really was the killer. I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he wasn't the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. The fuck?
It was Edgeworth who suggested that they search his room.
Ah.
When Gumshoe came and said that the prosecutor had a message for you, he wasn't talking about Von Karma.
He was talking about Edgeworth.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay. Farewell, my turnabout.
Yes. And we will start that new chapter in the next episode.
Wow.
See you guys next time.
Bye.